Hey, so we have a question on Reddit from user Oh Hi Spoons. How do you personalize emails? I've been trying to steer away from email blasts and find a nice hybrid between personalizing emails and sticking to a template where I can maximize my outreach. Um, we're personalizing for our company's hiring, recently featured in the news, raised funding, and not every company is growing in the same way. So it's been hard to find ways to personalize emails without having to be forced. And so my initial thought on this is a different thing altogether. It's recently I took a training called bank training, and that stands for it's an acronym for blueprint, action, nurturing, and knowledge. And the basic tenets of bank training are that people communicate with different values to the point where these values are so different that it's almost like they're speaking a different language. So, in order to speak to someone in Japanese, you got to learn Japanese. In Swedish, you got to learn Swedish. In English, you got to learn English, so on and so forth, right? So this bank training that I recently attended was fascinating because it gives you some knowledge around what these languages are, and I'll speak to my language. My primary language is action, followed very closely by knowledge. And so what that means is an action person is really super interested in freedom, flexibility, and spontaneity. Which means give me the top line information that can help me, and let's move on to the next thing. Knowledge person, if that's their primary or dominant sort of characteristic in how they communicate, knowledge people are really saying, I want every last bit of information that you can give me about this, and that's how I'm going to make a buying decision. And the only person who can sell a knowledge person is themselves. Blueprint person, and that's my third, it's my stress score. So when I feel stressed, I'm going to defer back to organization, structure, planning, processes, systems. And so a person whose primary communication style is blueprint, you should talk to them in terms of the planning and the process and the systems that are being deployed by your organization that help them do their job better. And finally, nurture. I have an extremely low nurture score. So this is on a scale of 25, 1 to 25. My nurture score is a 7. And the woman who I was sitting next to in this training, when I told her my nurture score is 7, she said she would divorce me. My wife, when I told her that story, laughed. And so did my father-in-law. So my nurture score is really low. Nurture people want to know how this is going to help them build community. They're interested in ethics, morality. They, in some cases, want to be the center of attention. You will often see them wear bright, flowery, colorful dress. And these will be people who will often give you hugs when you meet them. Now, don't confuse that with softness. That doesn't mean they're soft. It just means they're nurturing, and it's not weakness. It's just a different way of looking at the world. So I will put a link in the video to some information that can help you with this bank training. And what's super cool is that there's an artificial intelligence that really literally you can pop in someone's LinkedIn profile, and you can see what type of person they are. And I'll actually show this to you. Hold on while I. All right, so I reformulated my screen so you have some details on what we're showing. The first thing I'll share with you is that if you go to mybankcode.com/Brill, and you can see that here, mybankcode.com/Brill, you can see the different cards with the different attributes for each card for blueprint, and you can see ideas like process, planning, and responsibility. Action is freedom, flexibility. Values, personal growth, and teamwork and involvement. And finally, knowledge, truths, learnings, intelligence, logic. So that's one thing. Go to this URL, and you can order and this is super interesting for me because it's also a lead gen opportunity, right? We can push out links to this, understand what a person's code is. Now, number one, we gave them something interesting to communicate with, and number two, we know more about them so we can communicate them more effectively, which is super interesting. Now, the second thing is I took a piece of writing from this is me, Value Driven Content Marketing Digest. I wrote this, and you can look at any profile. So I took this piece of code, I dropped it in here, so I'm going to reset it, and you're getting my knowledge, my view of this: action, knowledge, blueprint, nurture, right? So action, I want freedom and flexibility. Knowledge, I want in immediate action. And what's beautiful is this gives you a way to communicate with people in the way that's interesting to them. So happy to talk about this more, but like I said, I spent 2 days learning about this, but you can put this into action, and if you want, I can give you some tips and guidance on this as well. All right, guys, talk to you soon. Bye.